I didn't get notification. Did you get something, Bobby?
I did. I got a settlement. I was like, "What's Cash App? Give me my whole $1.50 that you owe me for losing my PII Cash App." Thanks.
So you actually got the settlement money?
No, I didn't get the settlement money, but they sent me a notification saying to put my name in the hat, basically for the settlement. But
you are tuned in to another episode of Technically Speaking, when we are giving you tech news
that you
can use.
So it's good to see you, Miss Bobby Lopez and Corey Giovanni's back for another one, man. We had another interesting week in tech.
Yes.
You know what is coming?
What's coming?
$15 million settlement to Cash App users.
Ooh.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like,
did you get a notification?
Go ahead. Reach out to them because I got 3 Cash Apps, and I know one of them I just have there, and I'm like, I knew I had $5 somewhere, and it's gone. Like,
are you for real?
Okay, $5, but hey, why not? That's an investment. 5 turned into 50.
Hey, every little bit counts, man. Every little bit counts. I didn't get no notification, but the USA Today reported that plaintiff sued Cash App Investing and Block Incorporated for the company's failure to exercise reasonable care in securing and safeguarding consumer information. The lawsuit said that the December 2021 data breach resulted in the unauthorized public release of the personally identifiable information of 8.2 million current and former Cash App investing customers. So yeah, man, there's a settlement you can get out there. So I didn't get notification. Did you get something, Bobby?
I did. I got a settlement. I was like, "What's Cash App? Give me my whole $1.50 that you owe me for losing my PII Cash App." Thanks.
So you actually got the settlement money?
No, I didn't get the settlement money, but they sent me a notification saying to put my name in the hat, basically for the settlement. But I mean, what did you say? 15 million? That's not a whole lot.
You said what now?
Right, you said 15 million. They sued them for 15 million.
Yeah. That's the settlement is 15 million. So of course, yeah, you're right. That's got to be spread across what 8.2 million.
Yeah, and by the time the lawyers, by the time the lawyers get their cut, they're gonna take half of that. Half of that's gonna be gone.
True.
So then you're talking like maybe 8 million spread across millions of users. That's why I said like,
yeah,
give me $1.
It's like what we talked about a while back. Remember we said that because of Facebook got hit?
Oh, right? Yeah.
And it's like, now these people, they gonna go ahead and settle. So now we literally, and if we take the settle, that means we pretty much sold our stuff we sold our information for the amount the settlement cost.
You know what I'm saying? I see what you did.
Remember we talked about it. Some people go ahead and they was like, oh, $200 million settled, fine. They gonna turn around and make $1 billion off the information they stole.
Yeah, pacify us real quick, and then they're like, okay, we're good. Let me go ahead and get rich off their data again.
Exactly.
Or, you know what? And maybe it's a situation to where, well, I got your data through Cash App from their breach, right? But then now they paid you out, but I got your data anyway, so now I'm gonna flip it.
Yeah.
Oh,
now I'm gonna make AI clones of your whole profile with your data.
So good point. How, like, what steps can we take, man, to like up the ante? Like, nah, that ain't enough.
Well, you know how you guys know how settlements work, right? Like, yes. If you join, so say for instance, you choose to hire your own lawyer, then you can go ahead and pursue more. The thing about it though is you have to make sure that, you can be able to pay those lawyers.
And win.
Yeah. But you're going to win because of the fact that obviously they settle off the malicious act with these other individuals. The thing about it is what's left in the pot for somebody to go after them themselves.
Yeah, because the lawyers, they cut off the rip. Off the So for anyone out there,
my settlement check right now, they need to hurry up. I'm waiting for my settlement check. I need to hurry up so I can cash that.
I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that Facebook. Anybody get their money from Facebook yet?
I didn't get mine. I sure didn't get mine. But yeah, this is the criteria you need to know to see if you qualify. If you did get notified, you had to have had a Cash App account on August 23rd, 2018 and before August 20th, 2024. If you can show that your account was part of the breach and you had out-of-pocket losses, you qualify for up to $2,500 payment. Up to. That means if you're one of the lucky 8.2 million that can get that much, if you lost time dealing with the breach, you can qualify for up to $75. I mean, it's something. It's a couple of drinks.
Well, you know what? I lost time. You know why?
Go.
Because I had to go and look and see, did I qualify? Oh, there I realized that you guys did steal my $5. So turn 5 to 75. Real quick. Quicker than a hiccup.
Hey, it might be worth it because that is time. That's lost time. Because that time could have been spent working on, some core ENT productions.
That part.
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? Billable hours.
Billable hours. Just like the lawyers.
Yeah.
And then you can submit a transaction losses claim if you experience the monetary loss and you have not been reimbursed yet. So to file a claim, you got to file it before November 18, 2024. We'll put the link in the description below for the replay for anyone that's like, do I qualify for this? Link will be there. Something's better than nothing. So, I mean, like in your case, Corey, at first you're like, it might not be worth it, but hey, $75 is $75.
That's Starbucks money for the family.
It sure is, man. I just went to Starbucks this weekend, man, and we had one of our cousins with us, man. That was at like $50.
Yes. Yes. Look, I just left Starbucks today and I paid $30.85. First day of school, everybody, you want to be like,
oh yeah.
I was like, let me go ahead and buy everybody Starbucks. And I was like, 30 what?
Yeah, man. It definitely is not.
Y'all are kinder than me. I do not like Starbucks. Let me say it louder for those in the back. I do not like Starbucks at all.
What don't you like? What don't you like?
I will tell you. I think they are highly overrated. I think that you pay for a brand. You don't pay for quality coffee. The size of their cups versus the amount that you actually get inside of it. Every time I go there, I'm like, hey, listen, light ice. Because I know what y'all do. Y'all pack that cup full of ice 3 sips later, and we're done. I want to get my $7.98 worth on a venti, but instead, I tell you what I do. I go to Dutch Brothers. Their sizes are different there. They're medium there. I know. I told you so much, Gmo, at work. It's like Dutch Bros is the way to go. Their medium is the same size as a venti, but with the military discount that you get at Dutch Bros, I pay $4.71 for the same exact coffee. That's a medium, where if I paid that for the size over at Starbucks, it's a whole $3.48 or something higher over there.
Huh.
Sorry.
Okay.
I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna invest in that.
I never heard of Dutch Brothers, but if they ever come out with one out in California, sign me up.
We got a bunch of them over here.
But $7 for a coffee?
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's about how much runs I get. I get an Americana with whipping cream and stevia, man. It's about $7.
Yep. Dutch Bros. And Dutch Bros has lines like Chick-fil-A. They got 2 lines for a drive-through, and they have somebody out there with an iPad switching back and forth to cars, like Chick-fil-A style.
Chick-fil-A, I love Chick-fil-A.
Oh man, I can't get enough of that. Cannot get enough of that. But you know what? I think it's more economical to just put like some coffee on auto ship through Amazon real quick. You know what I mean? Like, because we inflation, man. We gotta do things to cut costs and whatnot.
Yes.
I invested in an espresso machine, so I just make my mochas at home now. So most of the time I drink mocha, I just make it at home and don't have any issues. But when I want to splurge, definitely go to Dutch.
So now I looks like I'm right. Let me see what's going on over here. I think technically speaking, it's having some more technical difficulties.
Yeah. Well, while you're working on your Elgato, we're gonna work on this Amazon One.
Yeah.
So Amazon, they are using fingertips and not in a good way. Okay. Your Amazon One palm signature can't be replaced to impersonate you. Amazon One does not use raw palm images to identify a person. Instead, it looks at both the palm and underlying vein structure to create a unique.
We lost you.
Chimo, where you go? I'm all reading. Here we go.
I'm listening to you. Let's go. Our listeners are still listening.
Yeah. So
that's okay.
All right. So back at it like crackheads. Amazon One recognizes the differences between a real live palm and a replica. When even tested Amazon One with more than 1,000 silicone and 3D printed palms.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, look here. You can't say the A word around my devices in the house because now it's starting to talk.
They're listening.
Yeah. So pretty much Amazon is using not only facial recognition, but also palm recognition. I guess they want to make sure that the person who's purchasing is you. There's a lot of thievery going on, especially in the tech space. We already talked a lot about identity theft. But I guess now, what is this considered? Is it considered fingerprint? Is that like what is it called? I've seen it before where it's not identity, but it's what is it? If it's not identity.
I don't know what term you're looking for.
I'm looking for when they're trying to clone try to clone like your face and your fingers and things like that. It's not haptic. It's something that has to do with like when you when you do a security. You have an iPhone, I have an iPhone. Yeah. So remember, so you know how we have to unlock our phones with our face, right?
With our face, yeah.
Yeah. So try to biometrics. I guess they're looking to try to prevent from your biometrics being stolen. Hold on one second. I got some little bitties coming in here trying to get on camera. Yes. No, you can't. It's during the week. Daddy's on the call. Can you close the door?
Yeah.
No. Close it. Love you.
That's it.
Bye.
Mwah.
All right. Mwah. Sorry about that. So what do you think about that, Bobby? Tell me something. How do you feel about the biometrics being cloned? That's what it's.
You said a second ago they wanted to use our palms to make sure that it's us that's paying, right?
Correct.
But if I'm a consumer and I paid you and that's green cash, that's green money in your pocket, do you really care? Do you really care who I am?
Well,
what are you using this data for? The only thing I can think of is if there's something working in the background for you to be able to collect those. The word you used was correct. It is biometric when they scan our faces and stuff. Yeah. I'm positive that the biometric also would be the same thing as a palm or a fingerprint scanning, because bio is your biology. It's your bodily makeup. Right. So anything having to do with a face or fingerprints would fall under the category of biometric. So why do you need that? My question is why? What would you use this for? If I already paid you for a set of, birthday balloons, who cares what my palm, what is that for? Yeah. That's what I want to know, Amazon. Amazon being too much now.
Amazon is trying to be Amazonian, right? They're doing everything what they need to do, but what they shouldn't do. Geronimo, what do you think about biometrics being stolen in order to make up? I'm sorry, wrong words. Biometric being used to make your purchase, not just your facial, but also your palm.
So it's scary. Because I made the joke last week, right? Like when we were talking about, stealing biometrics data, and I'm like, maybe they'll get your elbow data. What can you do with an elbow? I was being facetious, right? But then, long and behold,
you ain't far off.
I'm not far off. I mean, the palm is just not that far. It's right down the street from the elbow.
Yeah, it's right down the street.
Right down the street.
Right.
So, I just think it's in the cybersecurity world, we call it a threat vector, right? That's another attack surface that your bad actors can use, right? I know it's with good intent. Again, I've been hanging around you conspiracy theorists, so maybe that's like a grand plan or something. I don't know.
Yeah, put your hat on.
That is always the grand plan, and they sneak it in. They're sneaky. They sneak it in and be like, "Oh, we'll make it easier. You can check out faster." Well, what's wrong with me just swiping my card real quick and hitting approve?
Yeah, like, man.
You know what I mean? Like the extra 2 seconds of my life, is going to mean something if it means not being able to give you an extra reason to either use that biometric data against us or to be able to somehow clone it and use it for other things down the road that are just going to be inhumane. Let's say that, inhumane.
You want to hear something funny?
Too much. Too much.
The owner of the Clippers, right? He actually has a biometric store inside the new stadium, the new Clipper Stadium, the Intuit Dome. So what it is you could either check out regular with a tap on your card, or create a what they call a chuck board, take a picture and put your credit card on file and everything, and then you can just walk into place, grab something off the vending machine. Not the vending machine, out the cooler, off the hot dog, and then just walk back out. You don't have to reach into your wallet or anything. You don't have to do nothing. So all you have to do, well, you do have to do something. You have to upload your biometrics. The good thing about that is it's convenient, and that's what they were selling. The bad part about it is we know corporations get hacked on a daily. That's just a hacker's playground for them to do that. Because not only do you have just regular citizens going to these events, you have business owners who buy these sweet tickets for them to be there. You have owners of the teams that come there and they bring their family there. Now you just open a massive way for your data to be held hostage.
Big money, big players, that's big money.
Yeah, and that word hostage has been thrown around a lot since we started this. And like, I think we're getting closer and closer to the point to where you can be held hostage without you physically being there. Oh, you want this palm data back? That's gonna cost you. That's gonna change the game for ransomware attack.
Yeah.
So now in AWS, they are touting that their stuff is very secure, right? And it is. Out of all the products that's been out there, I'm glad it's not Azure, because Azure's been getting hit left and right. That's Microsoft's cloud,
that's
right?
Microsoft, yeah.
They recently we just talked about them last week. They had an attack. And then the week before that, it was the whole Crowdstrike debacle, right? Good thing is they haven't had a big breach since 2022, AWS. So that's not a bad track record, right? That one, it was involved with Capital One. Capital One was the target, but the bad actors got access to their information, which was stored in AWS. And then in 2019, there was a big one. This Charbox, there's a third-party app through Instagram. 49 million Instagram accounts were breached through that. Again, it was housed in AWS. And then 2018, there was a deep root analytics found that records of 198 million votes in AWS S3 buckets were unprotected. So that right there scares me when you're talking about, hey, let's just go ahead and let me get a scan of your palm. It's protected. We're good. Proceed with caution. I'm not jumping on that bandwagon no time soon.
I'm saying is that convenience of using that really worth it when you look at the big full technology scope of what that could consist of? Is that truly worth whatever that ransom attack or whatever other cloning technologies they could possibly be having or trying to develop down the road?
It's not worth it to me.
It's not worth it to those who know, but those who don't know, it's worth it. And that's the reason why channels like ours is to be able to bring that information to it, because of the fact that if I wasn't a person who was a like really conspiracy theorist things, like I've been like, it's convenient. Let me just go ahead, check in, check out, right?
Yep.
So, and for the most part, I would be like, well, because I mean, there was a time where people were like, the government is watching you with these smartphones, and I'm like, they gonna watch regardless. You know what I'm saying? This is our country. They're here to protect us. I didn't have those fears, but then when you start seeing people, when you become a victim of identity theft, when your child becomes a victim of identity theft,
and that's still fresh for you and your family, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So now you take on the extra layer of precautions. You looking at the things, the threats and the capabilities of what can happen because of the fact that not only monetary, it's just identity, period. You know what I'm saying? Somebody can walk around and say, I'm Corey Alvarez. No, I'm Corey Alvarez. No, I'm Corey Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's scan your face. But he's not the real one. I'm the real one.
Yeah.
But his face matches.
His face matches.
You know what I'm saying?
Or he got your palm data. Well, his palm scan. How can he have your palm data?
That part. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy how we are in the times where, it's not being publicized. Like everything else is being publicized, but you got to go online to find out about these breaches and these attacks, unless it's so point where somebody real big is affected and then they bring it to the media. You know
what's crazy?
Saying?
Yeah.
We have the world at our fingertips right now because of technology.
No pun intended.
Oh yeah. Completely intended. Literally, technology at our fingertips and our palms and our elbows.
Yeah.
We are just I think because we're so consumed and so distracted by everything, even though we have access to that type of technology to be able to read articles and to see these things, to figure out if this is truly what's best, if me wanting to share this information is truly what's best. And they really hope that the masses don't pay attention, that they're so focused on something else, they're distracted, that they're not even going to read up or look on this until, like what happened to you, Corey, until you get hit. Yeah. And then you're like, how did this happen? Well, you're busy sharing all your stuff everywhere. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
Not many people are looking at that, even though they have the access to. It makes me mad. I mean, yes, it's a good thing, but it makes me mad that kids nowadays just have access to so much. If you're not sure how many bones are in the human body, go look it up. No, but before, you'd have to sit there and flip through a book and be like,
Encyclopedia Britannica.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anytime you wanted to find something, our parents would be like, "Oh, read a book," because that's where you would find the information.
Yep. You had no choice.
choice. Yeah, you really had no choice.
Yep. Now you get to ask Alexa, what's the answer, or hey Siri, or hey Google, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I'm listening to what y'all are saying, right? And like, you guys rubbed off on me, because now I can't help but to think conspiracies. I just finished watching Supercell. And then they clone Tyrone. Like, I can't help but to think about that type of stuff. It's like, are they collecting stuff? And then do we got to worry about getting kidnapped for different experiments? I don't know. Like it's.
Let me just tell you something.
I've heard a lot of people using like straight body doubles, knowing that there's clones, that there's like some dark stuff happening. I don't know, man. That's playing God.
That's what they've been saying about Joe Biden. I think.
I don't want to say that, but I got to tell you, Joe Biden's not a super tall guy, but there was this one video they had of him, and I was like, why the hell does his legs look tall? His legs look really, the guy looks like he's 6'4", and then Jill Biden comes in, and it looks like she's trying to wear these really high heels to almost not match his height, but to compensate. And I'm like,
yeah,
something's just off. I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist or push anything crazy, but something's off is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you like this. Area 51 is real. if they housing aliens, they can house people, make copies of them.
Yep.
When we at the point where when they are actually distributing cloned meat and saying that it's not meat from a factory, that means that they could do anything. And unfortunately, they don't have to warn us or tell us. They have to inform us if it's byproducts, right? But if it's laboratory grown, they can't. They have to right now. Yeah. But even back in the early teens, the 20 teens, there was a vote in California where it passed, where they did not have to identify if it was made. It was all natural beef, right? They had red slime, and I was like, red slime. It was like, well, it's generated meat to keep the pinkness in, to keep the meat looking fresh.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
And the bad part about it is, it's like it got swept under the rug. It passed through all the you know what I'm saying, all the laws you have to vote for, right? And when you voted, it was like 52-48. I was like, you mean to tell me they don't have to tell the nutritional facts about processed meat, about laboratory meat? So then it was like, okay, they'd rather make money than save lives.
Yeah. Yes, they would.
Yep. Well, I would recommend. Say what now?
I said we've had. I know that we've had this conversation before. It may not have been on here, but I know I've had that conversation with you about just stuff like that. Some of these bills that are just getting passed through, like you said, Corey, they're so big. They're full of so many pages and so full of different sayings that only like true lawyers or people who know law could read and understand and comprehend. Your typical people are going to be like, oh, whatever. If they vote on it, it is what it is.
Right.
I don't know. Do you want to be feeding that to your kids?
Well, back to the palm scan, I would say, hey, us as just users, I think we need to make our voices heard. But like, nah, fam, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
And that doesn't really take a vote. That just takes us helping educate our communities, right?
Right.
I don't think we should do it. I don't. Yeah. The convenience is nice, but you gotta balance the scale, right? What's more important, convenience or your safety and the safety of your kids and family?
I'm worried it's going to get to a point where we go like check in at a hotel and they're like, oh, we need to take a biometric scan of your face. Like, what for? You got my credit card details. I mean, I showed you my ID. Is that not good enough for you? You know what I mean? But you need to do a whole facial scan before you know it. I just think that's just going to take us into a whole nother realm of, that intelligence, that artificial intelligence kind of taken off, but not in a good way.
Good point. Because now if we keep making the AI more advanced, and then you're giving it like scans of your face and your retina and your palms and you mess around and have a whole body scan. It could be like some of the movies we watch when they could just print up. We got 3D printers now, right?
Yes, I own several.
Well, you know what's up. So yeah, watch out for that, and especially again, I know, Bobby, you don't. Parents be parents. Watch your kids, monitor your kids, because I feel like that's the most vulnerable population, right? Mm-hmm. If we're not monitoring them and telling them, no, don't scan your palm, right? Watch them damn kids, take care of the kids, because that's the most vulnerable population. So yeah, I'm against it. I don't like it. And again, I got that update just from the email, because I got the email from Amazon saying that you could register your palm, and I'm like, I'm not doing it.
Nah, fam.
Hard pass.
Nah, fam. Hard pass.
Whoa. Whoa. Hard pass. Okay. With the passing, Delta was pretty much they're blaming Crowdstrike for their
flight delays.
But Crowdstrike was like, no, that ain't us, fam. That's all you.
Yeah.
Talk to us about it, Timo. Give us
man. So basically, the Crowdstrike, man, we just can't get enough of that situation. But basically, there's a class action lawsuit filed last week for Delta passengers that had their flights canceled during the Crowdstrike outage. So basically, people like you, because I think you were flying Delta around that time, right?
You who?
Corey, weren't you on vacation when the Crowdstrike?
Well, no, I didn't fly. I drove.
Okay. Well, anyone flying during that time, there's a lawsuit, class action lawsuit filed on their behalf to get compensated by Delta. But Delta is like, that ain't on us. That was on CrowdStrike. But CrowdStrike was like, nah, we fixed it. The amount of time that you've been down, that's not our fault. So just to recap, there was over 1,250 flights that were canceled. Delta responded to the outage by offering partial reimbursements and asking passengers to sign waivers, releasing Delta of legal claims. That doesn't sound shady.
Yeah. You know what they say?
Here we go.
They say we're going to ask you not to file legal claims because a big ass lawsuit is coming.
Yep.
Action.
So I want to know from the people watching this, chime in if you were impacted by Delta, and if you got one of those shady requests, hey, just sign this waiver and don't hold us accountable for anything. So what I'm looking at it, so basically CrowdStrike is saying it's not their fault for being down so long, and they're accusing Delta of having outdated tech. Basically, Bobby, there's CrowdStrike is saying Delta did not stay on top of their tech refresh.
Right.
That's a possibility. They're going to have some analysts come in and do some behind the scenes to make sure that they're checking those server logs to see exactly what time those flights went down versus how long it took CrowdStrike to, push through any of those updates like they should have done. Like they should have tested them prior to sending them out into production. But they're going to have to go back and truly look at those server logs. That's going to be a hell of a job.
I'll take you one even further.
Shoot.
They're gonna be looking at the service tags to see when was the last time they actually bought new equipment. That's what is really, because that's what CrowdStrike is saying. CrowdStrike is saying you guys are using old tech, old computers, old servers. You know what I mean? Like if typically you're supposed to refresh your all your computers roughly every 5 years, right? Because after 5 years the computers degrade, exponentially, right? So that's really what's going to come down to. So right now, right, if you're in the fighting, it's tech versus travel. That's what I'm seeing. It is tech versus travel.
Look, you know what I'm saying? Traveling is good, but you use tech every day.
Good
point.
I mean, if Delta messed up, then they need to bite the bullet.
Yes,
that's what it is. Don't pass the buck off the CrowdStrike. That's too easy. It's too easy to blame what had happened if truly there was a fault on the inside because of crappy equipment and they didn't get that tech refresh done. That's on them.
Yeah. I mean, and CrowdStrike already has enough of their own heat, so if they can brush that off and be like, nah, fam, that's on you. Like I own my part.
CrowdStrike's name is starting to be like Spirit in the airline industry.
Ooh, that hurts.
You don't fly Spirit. Spirit is like.
I've seen the videos. I'm like, nope. Nope.
I flew Spirit one time, and but it wasn't a good experience. It's cheap for a reason.
Yeah, and look, they trying to say that, you know what? They're about to go ahead and have prices compatible to Delta to compete. Like they trying to make their money. I'm like, I'm sorry, Spirit. I'm sorry.
Nah.
So because if they get hacked by CrowdStrike, they ain't gonna be Spirit. They just gonna be sold. It's gonna be soul play.
That's funny.
That's
funny.
I'm saying.
So I think that's the update with CrowdStrike. I think they're going to be in the news for a while because it's going down. There's other stuff bubbling between them and Microsoft, but we can save that for another week. So that's it for CrowdStrike. And man, it's been going down, man. Like tech has been under fire lately, yo. Tech has been under fire. We recently talked about Google, but we gotta talk about Google again. It's been going down, man. Let me play this clip real quick to let y'all see what's going on over here with Google.
Yes.
The 276-page court decision can be really summed up in just one short quote from the federal judge. Google is a monopolist. The decision finds that the internet search giant illegally maintained a monopoly in the search engine space by paying $26 billion to other companies to ensure they were the default search engine on smartphones and web browsers. Attorney General Merrick Garland, who continued the case initiated by former Attorney General Bill Barr, said in a statement this, quote, "No company, no matter how large or influential, is above the law. The Justice Department will continue to vigorously enforce our antitrust laws." Now, Google vows to appeal and added this in a statement, quote, "This decision recognizes that Google offers the best search engine, but concludes that we shouldn't be allowed to make it easily available."
Whoa. Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I see coming?
What do you see coming?
You're gonna have to pay for that browser experience.
Oh, I ain't even look at it like that.
Google, here's the thing about Google. I know Google is one of the best browsers because of the fact these plugins really help a lot of people who are in that space of entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Like I know, I do some sales on Etsy and stuff, and some of these plugins are what really help people like me figure out what am I putting up there, keywords and such. And these are plugins that's on that Google browser. You can't do that with other. I mean, you can do it with other browsers. However, if they eliminate that and say, you know what, if you want to use our Google browser for free, by all means. But if you want to use the plugin, here's our Google Browser Plus for $9.99 a month. Do you know how many people gonna pay that? 75% of the browsers that's using this. Why? Because they rely on it for financial gain for their small business. So y'all better leave Google alone.
I can see that. So I mean that would impact the small businesses.
Yeah,
is what I'm hearing.
It'd be a write-off.
It's a write-off. Yeah, but the thing about it is, people. I mean, I look at it like this. It's like, let's just be honest. That's just good business. You paying people to like, hey, it's $27 billion to lock up, to say that, I mean, to lock up to make sure that I'm the top browser. What's wrong? What's wrong with that? Somebody tell me. Because on Google, everybody and their mama got Gmails.
Everybody got a Gmail.
I got like 10 of them. You know what I'm saying?
I got a few of them. So what's interesting to me was Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella was one of the witnesses that testified against Google, basically saying how it was let me see, what's the quote? Star witnesses offering testimony that covered his frustration with Google's deals with the likes of Apple that made it nearly impossible for the Bing search engine to make any headway, even as Microsoft poured more than $100 billion into improvements since 2009. So my take on that is, one, stop snitching, because the Microsoft CEO just snitched on their ops, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
And make a better product, because Bing.
Thank you, because that Microsoft Edge is trash. Internet Explorer was trash. Microsoft, sorry, Microsoft. This is me and you, Microsoft. Let me look directly to the Microsoft. Your phones was trash when I was selling them. I had more returns than I had sales. Okay, number 2, you couldn't have a good app store if your life depended on it. Number 3, Google just took Microsoft Word and put documents and made it easier. Number 4, it's free. If you want to compete with the best, spend some money so you can be able to make free products for other people. Because guess what? Make the money up somewhere else.
Yeah,
Microsoft.
Yeah, I think that's really what it is you got competitors that can't make a product as good, so they ran to Daddy FTC. They went to the FTC and said, "Daddy, Google's not being nice."
And you know what I'm saying? I just keep it real, like Microsoft. Come on, Microsoft.
Y'all need to do better. Y'all need to know, because I mean, Google is just a good product. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I only use Edge now. Because they give you rewards points.
Hey, yeah, it's an incentive, right?
It's an incentive.
Yeah.
So they're that bad to where they have to give you rewards points that you could cash in to get on their browser. Now, when I go on Edge, I use Google inside of Edge to get my points from Microsoft, but I'm using Google because it's just a better search engine, man. So hopefully Google is able to fight that one and come out on top, because it is a good product. And to your point, I didn't think about it like that. It will really heavily impact small business owners, because like yourself, I'm a part of a couple of different businesses, and we use Google Workspace. So yeah, it's a damn good product, man.
Yeah.
Stop hating, man.
Stop hating Microsoft.
The haters are real, man. So
they are.
And you know what? I think a lesson from this is make sure you dot your I's and cross your T's, because when your business gets to the level of a Google, the haters are coming for you. So you got to be able, you make sure everything is tight so you could combat that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Keep them lawyers on retainer.
Keep them lawyers on retainers. Yeah, man. So it's time for us to go off topic.
Well, we're going to go off script. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do it that way, because off script, we got some news that you can use. And probably some things, that some labs and some jabs. Check it out. Breaking at the Olympics. All right. This year we introduced America and the world celebrated 50 years of hip hop. Right. So why not bring it to the world platform? The Olympics.
Okay.
Right? Now, although hip hop started in the East, not so much in the Olympics. Okay, America came in third place in bronze. Right?
Oh wow.
Canada came in first. Right?
Not Canada.
France, Canada. Look, now you know what? I'm not against Canadians. I'm not getting. You know, I've been to Toronto. Toronto is a nice place, but I am against those drinks. Next is France.
I was waiting for a Bone Thugs reference.
Right? And France came in second place. Right? But Reagan, this girl done made history. And here's the thing. When you think about breakdancing, right? You think about it as this is what kids from the hoods of Brooklyn, all over Brooklyn, Flatbush, Jamaica, Queens, they got the cardboards out, they threw sand on it, and they started pop locking, doing their dance and all that stuff, right? And they had a style. Australia got another style. They use the kangaroo, right? But my question is this. Am I judging because of the fact that I didn't like it? Or am I judging because I didn't see anybody like somebody from our hood there? Or why am I judging? Because I know damn sure I can't break a dance. Okay,
I can't break dance, and I'm a hip hop head.
When I first saw the video, I honestly thought they grabbed like a random audience member, like as a joke, like as a pre,
like a pun,
pre fun before the game, and then they were like, "No, she's from Australia," and I'm looking at the video again. I'm like, "No, this can't be real. This can't be real."
Like, this ain't it. But you know what?
Scary.
She got all the way to the Olympics.
That's what I was wondering. I was like, what did the people who went up against her dance like? That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah. But see, one thing she said in the video clip is she actually has a background, like a educational background in dance, right? So that made me think that the qualifications were for you have some type of authentic background in the sport.
Okay.
My thing is this: if we're gonna truly do hip hop in the Olympics, battle rap should have been in the Olympics. Now, since it's gonna be in Los Angeles, it's possible that can happen. The only thing about it is there's a language barrier. However, as technology has advanced, there will be some AI.
I saw it coming.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? So, what if we get, you know what I'm saying, Burner Boy LA versus Chop Suey Japan, right? The bars, they spitting bars and they spit it, you know what I'm saying? They doing battle rap, and guess what? You have an AI translator. Boom. You now brought hip-hop battle rap to the Olympics.
You know what I project is a bunch of delayed responses. It's going to be a lot of delayed responses because once you wait for the AI translator to translate everything and you get it, you're going to be like, oh.
That's now. But that's now. You feel me?
That's happening now.
I'm saying that's in this time. Think about how fast technology and AI has been being revolutionized.
It does get better exponentially. So 4 years from now, right? That's a lot of time to make it even better. One thing I wanted to double back what you were saying, authentic hip hop, right? Like, is Crazy Legs still with us? I don't know. Someone chime in.
Crazy Legs.
Crazy Legs. From I forget one of the original hip hop, maybe Break, I think was the movie. Like if Crazy Legs wasn't one of the judges to vet people, we need some of the OGs of that, like Crazy Legs. He's the most notable. If he's still around, like if it's not someone of his caliber that's vetting the contestants, I don't know, man. Like I want to know who are the judges.
Yeah.
If they weren't from hip hop,
wasn't Snoop doing the commentary on that?
Well, yeah, I don't know if he was, but I know one thing about Snoop.
I was like, wait, I gotta hear the audio.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back and look at that.
Yeah. Cause 500. I think Snoop was doing something else somewhere.
He was just having a good time. He was having a paid vacation, man.
Paid vacation with a bonus.
That was with a bonus.
Yeah,
man. Yeah. Dr. Poole on Instagram said that okay, well, if it came to LA, right, and we did have a rap battle, what happens if we lose that on our home turf of the U.S.?
Hey, that's bad for the United States, but that's great for hip hop. That means that hip hop has really been impactful throughout the entire world.
Who would have thought that hip hop would take it this far? Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You know what? I'm gonna throw it out there. I'm gonna throw it out there right now, and y'all can catch it. will.i.am has the capability, because will.i.am is in the hip hop tech space right now with AI, and I truly believe he can be able to make it happen. Because you got to think about it. When you do battle rap, right? Have you guys seen battle rap? The rappers go and they don't go back and forth like ciphers. They go, your mom's this and that and that and that on banana peel. You know what I'm saying? And then they keep going, right? You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, I used to be a battle rapper. But they go for like 6-7 minutes, right? You get the oohs and ahs, right? They battle lyrics could be recorded and then delivered to the competition. The same thing can go, you know what I'm saying, do the same thing. The only thing about it is, it's like, we got to see that technology happen where it's like you can be able to be talking to somebody like how we're talking, right? In our native language. And the person can be understanding that person just like we're talking.
Like in real time?
In real time. And they get the inflection and they get the like, okay. You know what I'm saying?
Let me hit you with this, with everything we're talking about, right? What if by that time people can attend it through virtual reality? Using everything you just said, right?
Yeah.
And wherever, like if you couldn't get the ticket to go to LA to the Olympics, right? Let's say I'm in I don't know, Ghana or somewhere, right? I couldn't make it, but maybe I could just pay my little fee and whatever and attend it virtual reality, and we get everything you said. I get all the nuances and everything like I'm there, right?
Yeah. That's what the Apple Vision Pro is supposed to be.
There you go. And we just need to say what now?
But Oculus has the same technology. Like, I don't know if you guys remember back in the bubble, they had the camera, the Samsung camera there on the and they have it now during the NBA, where you can actually put on the Oculus headphones or the Apple Vision Pros, and you're side by side with the people on the front row. You know what I'm saying? And you can be able to see the game and stuff like that. And I believe since that was so successful, you're going to see that in other areas and other arenas, such as football. And then, the Olympics, as big as how the Olympics was this year, 4 years from now, it's going to be extremely big.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Especially with LA. All these like the Intuit Dome is where most of the events are going to be held, and that's the most advanced technology right now of its time. That's the one where I say you can walk in, scan you can have your face on your profile. You can walk in and just grab you a hot dog and soda and walk out.
Don't do it, Corey. Don't do it.
He's already ready.
Look, I'm not. Look, I'm so punched. I'm about to get a prepaid credit card to be up in that bad boy. Let me go ahead and grab me a. They go like, Mister, did you pay? Yes. Prepaid credit card. Right.
What else we got off script?
But moving right along, Meta and Universal Music Group.
Oh yeah.
Music Group. All right, so
UMG.
UMG. For those who do music like me and Gmo did back in the day, you know what I'm saying? Music has come a long way, right? TikTok and Meta had a falling out. TikTok and Universal Music Group had a falling out back in the day. I remember that. Where all the music that you had artists doing their dances, doing their songs, going viral, people going viral off the music, they ended up muting the tracks. And they couldn't come to an agreement. Well, Meta and Universal Music Group has, so now you can be able to use these same songs properly on your Instagram, which like you have been before, but now the artist is going to get paid like they are supposed to. And
that's good.
Yeah, that's really good. The only problem is what were they getting paid before is the question.
Good point.
Because a lot of people been going viral, like putting these viral videos up. And if they going viral, that's 1 million streams. And aren't artists should be getting paid something from those million streams?
They should.
We see the arrow when we look on Instagram and on Facebook with the reels, like, oh, that's a trending song. Boom.
Yeah.
Click on it.
Yeah, those people should be monetized for bringing more and more viewers onto the streaming application.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to know about this partnership, and then I'm gonna move right along because we're coming down to the ground, right? Small businesses grants are available to the end of the month, but stipulations do apply. So we have Xerox. Beautiful Business Fund, a small business grantor by Xerox, and it's up to $42,500.
Okay.
Number 2, Future of Women at Work grant. Women entrepreneurs, the grantor is Stitch Crew, and the amount is up to $10,000
per application.
Per application. Amika, Rooted in Growth, for professional hair brand founders, such as your cosmetologists or your wig splitters.
How much they getting?
Innovation Studio is the grantor, and that's $50,000.
$50,000. Now I'm gonna pause right there because if someone's coming up, something I could use, keep me looking luxurious. I need them to get that grant.
Get that grant. Ooh, get that grant. Oh, my bad.
Oh, yeah, we lied.
Yeah, my bad. So Vision Verde grant. Hispanic entrepreneurs in the alcohol industry, Bacardi USA is providing you with a grant of $10,000.
Okay.
Hey, that's a whole lot of
Patron. Go ahead and say it's a whole lot of Patron.
Patron.
That's rum right there. Hey.
That's the good tequila. That's the top shelf.
Top shelf with no hangover. And the last and final one. Well, these are the top 5, but there's more that you can explore. But right now, Fair Small Business Grant for small businesses. Grantor is Fair, and it's $5,000 in Fair stock. So here's the thing. Most of these end at the end of the month, but they don't end on the 31st. They end prior to the 31st. The 25th, the 27th, the 29th. Some of them are like the 20th. But these are some of the tech news that you can use for your everyday business. Timo, take us back to these tech talks.
Well, what I want to say is I want to make sure we get those links so people know where to go to apply at, and maybe if they got a friend of a friend of a friend that can actually go and get that stuff. Because again, we're giving you news you can use. It's mostly tech news you could use, but any news you could use, I feel like we're obligated to give it to them. So
exactly,
we'll make sure we get those links. Corey, if you can get that to me, we'll make sure we'll put that in the description so y'all can get out there, get these grants, spread the word, right? That's why we're here. Spread the word. If you know someone with a small business, I know Dr. Poole out there got his business out there, and there's a bunch of people that tap in with us. Genevieve,
I think I know a Dr. Poole.
You know a Dr. Poole.
I do. Is that Donald Rump?
It sure is. You putting government names out there, but it's cool.
Hey, he gonna get that. He can use one of these small businesses. He gonna need to get one of them doggone. He gonna need to use that name. That's my brother from another mother that get down like no other. I love you, bro.
Oh yeah. And then that's all we got for tech news. We was quick this time. We didn't keep you for 2 hours on this run, but
we were quick.
I got one more off topic. One more.
Okay. She got another off script topic. She got another off script topic.
Right.
Let's go.
All right.
And real quick before you jump into that,
go ahead.
Mr. Dr. Poole said, "What up, C?"
Hey,
love you, Frat. Hey, thanks for always supporting, bro.
You know it.
What you got? Hit us, Bobby.
All right, so this morning on the way into work, I was listening to one of those little second date updates as we were coming in, right? So here's the topic. Guy called into the station and he wanted to date the lady again and take her out because he didn't feel like it was he had a good shot. Well, when they got a hold of the lady, they ended up finding out that she wasn't into the guy because she let her he let his son go and see the new Deadpool movie. So my question is, for parents, is the new Deadpool versus Wolverine movie appropriate, and at what age would you allow your kids to watch that? Because she was not trying to date that guy because her son can't go watch the movie, but this guy let his son go and do it, and so now her son's over here whining because they do baseball together and stuff, which is how they met. And so it brought up a big topic. Do you or do you not let your kids watch Deadpool versus Wolverine?
Ooh, there's a couple of different topics going on there. Like, you hit us with one thing, but there's a couple of things. So which one do you want us to answer first? Like, what age is appropriate for Deadpool for kids, or what?
Or do you not get to take date because of your decision? As a parent.
Yeah, I mean, like, what do you do? What do you do in that sense? Everybody got.
Here's my take on it. So I think the root of it all comes down to different parenting styles, right? So I remember as a young parent, I learned that if you make a piece of candy a big deal, if you tell like a kid, no, don't eat that candy, now they really want to go eat that candy.
They're like, why?
They're very intrigued now. And Dr. Poole said PG-13, right? And this is rated R.
Yeah. Deadpool is the R. It's the hard rated R.
It's a hard rated R.
These kids that he took to go see were like 9 and 10.
No.
They were real young.
Yeah.
Stuff, so.
I think it differs. It differs. So I'm of I come from the cloth of I want you to be exposed because I'm gonna guide you to make sure you're aware of certain things. I need our kids to have some kind of like street smarts, right? And I'm gonna educate my kid to let them know, hey, some of this stuff is real, some of it is glamorized, and just you still a kid, you stay in your lane, right? I'll go hard. I got 2 pit bulls, which means you really gotta have some tenacity to be like, no. You may have seen it there, but you gonna still watch your mouth when you with me. And there's certain things you just don't do as a kid yet, right? Yeah. That's just my style, right? But I can't expect someone else to agree with my style of parenting, right? So that's just me. I would probably say 9. No,
I think you said it perfectly. Yeah, it definitely just kind of boils down to your parenting style. knows. The movie is funny. There were some parts in it where like, okay, this is hilarious, but as a girl mom, like I don't think my girls would have been the least bit interested in it because they could tell you that's too much, that's over the top.
Yeah. So Dr. Wu was saying that's too young to process mentally.
I was just about to get into that. Bobby, gotta let you finish, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get into it.
But I mean, obviously there are some scenes in there that were highly inappropriate for some kids. Now I will say this, while we were in the theater, there was a grandma who was there. She's probably about 3 rows behind us, and she had taken her 2 grandsons. One of them had to be like 7 or 8. The other one might've been 10, maybe 11. I could hear her saying something about in the back, like not realizing that this wasn't a kid's movie. I think that when Disney took over Marvel, people kept thinking, oh, these family friendly like Marvel movies this whole time, you know, this ain't Spider-Man, this ain't the Spideyverse now. You know what I mean? And so I don't think she realized it, and I could hear her saying something in Spanish about how she didn't know that this was gonna be like this, and I was like,
adios, mío. No, so no, my kids would not be watching that. 2 reasons why. Because it's a lot of violence. It's an extreme amount of violence. And even though, I can explain that to them. My kids, I sit down and watch Marvel movies with them, right? Even the ones that are PG-13 and they're just 12. But I will never let them watch an R-rated movie because of the fact that if I let them watch it, no matter what I say, some things will be influenced by something outside of my scope. Mind you, when they're at school and then their friends who probably have already seen it and they're talking to them about like, oh, he had slapped them on the ass and did the rule, like I'm like my kids know better not to talk like that, but I can't. I am not, you know what I'm saying, and that's how I raised them. It's like, okay, they know better not to engage or find out, you know what I'm saying, go purposely looking for something like that, but they curious. Kids get curious. Yeah. But I'm not going to have that on my conscience, knowing that I took them to see that, because I messed around and took them to go see Doctor Strange. What was the second one? Doctor Strange and
Multiverse of Madness.
Flip my whole mind. Like my kids up in the movie theater like this. When the zombie Strange pop out.
Oh yeah,
I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? I did not mean to introduce this to my kids.
That's trauma. You just traumatized them.
Well, first they was loving it. They was like, oh yeah, but then all of a sudden, when you know what I'm saying, when Doctor Strange died, and then they like, wait, what? And then the zombie Doctor Strange start popping up, and they like, whoa. And I'm like, no, I did not mean to do this. So I felt bad because we just saw I don't know, it was another Marvel movie we saw recently. Either like, what was it, Spider-Man or something in December or November. So it was like, I'm like, I missed the mark on that. But I was like, no, they're not going to go see a Deadpool. My wife was like, you going to take her to see that Marvel movie? No.
Nope.
Really?
So what do you think Disney's gonna do once they release their first rated R, movie out onto the app? What are they gonna do?
Well, you have to get permission.
So that's what we were gonna say, that they were gonna put something on it to like have to force parents to, I guess, put some sort of parental control on it.
Right, because they can't.
That works too. Yeah, that works.
I got parental control on the Disney because
I was actually trying to watch a movie one day and it wouldn't play, and I'm like, why won't this movie play? And then I messed around, and I think it's set by default, so I had to go change the parental control so I can watch the movie I want to watch.
It's set by default. Set by default.
Man, what movie were you trying to watch? No, I'm just like,
what movie? It was definitely an R-rated movie. Because they got the Fox catalog. I can't remember what it was. I just remember
it could have been Logan. It could have been Logan. It could have been Deadpool 1 or 2, because those all are already.
Yeah.
But let's go deeper into this conversation. I understand the reason why the lady did not give him.
I do too.
Date.
Yeah.
But she should have at least gave him an explanation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said that too because apparently both of these people they met because their sons played baseball together. So they were
they're
like
on the same team.
the DJs. Yeah, the DJs were telling them, hey, you know, even if y'all choose not to date after this point, y'all still got to squash it because your sons are friends and they're gonna see each other and y'all are gonna make it weird rather than just you know don't ghost the guy. You're gonna have to see him. That's what you did. That's why they call into the station because they get ghosted.
And here's the thing: I commend the lady because if she stopped talking to him, you know what I'm saying? She's dating to marry. She's not dating just to be dating. So she's dating with the intent on the person who she's dating is going to have a future with her in the long run. And she sees that he make that decision for his child. She doesn't want her child to have that same influence by that individual. So I commend her, but I do believe she owes him an explanation.
She could have just told him, like, hey, you know what, this ain't gonna work.
You hit the nail on the head. I can't even give you feedback because you said it perfectly. That's good.
But to kind of give context, I think the reason why I understand why she did it is what she didn't articulate or what hasn't been articulated that when you try to date someone with a different parenting belief or different beliefs on how to parent, it's very hard, man. It's because you got one person that grew up with a set of values and then you're trying to mix and match that with someone else that came up with a different set of values. The thing is it's gonna be a lot of friction. And I think that she understands that, right? She just didn't articulate it like that. I feel like that's the explanation she owed that gentleman. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I don't think it's gonna work. You parent a certain way, I parent a certain way, not gonna work.
I think she had some reservations too about not being able to trust the fact that if he was watching over her son, that he would allow him to watch R-rated stuff that was beyond his, age appropriate. And then, think that it's okay because it's obviously not. But those parenting styles, man,
it's just different parenting style. Like I said, it's not okay to her. Like for me, 9-10 is okay with me. But again, I'm gonna be on my kids, on top of them, and I'm gonna make sure you straight. But
I'm not even gonna open those doors. Just me. I'm not even gonna open that door.
And that's just you. Like I'm saying, like. It may not be okay to one person, but it may be okay to another person, and that's okay. Agree to disagree. And I think she agreed to disagree. She just didn't tell him. She should have told him.
And here's the thing: that could be, and if that is the way that their first date went, and their first, because not only do you date them, but then there's the afterglow of the date, like. How was the day? How was the communication? How did you get along? Do you see yourself vibing? All these things come into play after the date.
I think she said the date was good, but it was after the date that the son was whining to her and saying how his whole life was unfair because Mr. Jeremy, the guy that she was, had a date with, let his son do this, but his life was unfair because he couldn't do it. And I think after that, she said the date was good, but I think after that was when she was like, okay, obviously I'm not going to be able to, see this relationship into the future because of that. But she should have absolutely addressed the situation versus trying to just stay quiet and not say nothing to the guy at all. I think that she absolutely owed him an explanation, not just in this case, but I think in any case. If you think the date was bad, just be honest, because the last thing you want to do, especially if someone catches feelings, that's hard to kind of reverse. You know what I mean? You start catching feelings for somebody and then like, you got to squash that immediately. Be like, hey, I had fun, but it probably ain't going to go any further. You know what I mean? Right. Both ways between men and women, because it's not always women. There's men who are like, nah, I'm just not feeling her. Especially after seeing women after a few drinks get put in them. They're like, nope. Whole other person just came out and I don't want nothing to do with that. They've had women call the station too, be like, he's not calling me back and stuff. And that's one of the first things that they say. They said, nope, I don't even know who that woman was at the end of the night.
And,
and also too, I think the explanation is owed to the child too. Be like, look, Mr. Whatever has a different value set than we do. Our values will not allow me to let you go see that movie. What they do over there is what they do. You're not them. They're not like us.
Yep.
I see what you did.
I'm with you, Corey. I'm with you.
Exactly. Yeah. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that I'm not in the dating ring. I'm glad. I'm like I said, August 19th will make
his anniversary. Now that's a good way to end everything. So everyone who's tapped in with us, wish Corey happy anniversary. He won't be here next week. We actually have a guest.
Happy anniversary, Corey.
Yeah,
you
happy anniversary.
Hey, and then the following Monday, the 26th, is my birthday.
It's your birthday.
Turn it up.
Hey man, this is the month of celebration right here.
Month of celebration.
And the good thing about Bobby's birthday coming up, she's gonna be finally at the age where the insurance goes down, because your insurance goes down when you turn 25, Bobby. I don't know if you know about that, right? You'll be able to rent a car by yourself.
By yourself.
So, oh yeah, we'll celebrate that 25th birthday.
And you know what? It ain't even no shame. I think that being able to tell somebody's age is taboo. I'm gonna be 37. I'm 36. Okay. I'm well accomplished. I'm confident in who I am as a woman of God, as a wife, and as a mom. So it's not like something I need to hide. But go ahead and tell me how cute I look, anyway.
Hey, I was trying to pass for 38, but Corey always puts me on blast, man. He's always exposing the age, man.
Nothing wrong with look. The age means that you're well seasoned. That's all.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? So, what I do want to tell everyone, join us next week. We got a young man who's a up and coming data scientist.
Cool.
And we're gonna talk. We're gonna have a conversation with him to get some game for aspiring tech professionals. Anyone here who has kids, cousins, whoever who might want to know how to get into the data scientist game, join us. We still gonna cover some tech topics too, but that's what to expect next week. Same time, 4:30 Pacific Standard Time, right? 6:30 Central Standard Time, and 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Same bat time, same bat channel. Ladies first, Bobby, let people know how to get in contact with you.
You find me on Facebook at Bobby Lopez. I'll probably be the first one up at the top. And at Instagram, Bobby.Lopez.5. Hit me up. If you got questions, we can do a quick Q&A. If you got questions about the military or about the cyber industry, be more than happy to answer them for you or for your kids. Nice. And how women can be in those spaces too and still represent who you are. So
because we do represent women in tech, right? There we go. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. And then Corey, let folks know how to get in contact with you, sir.
All right, you can find me on Instagram at Corey Giovanni, where I'm going to be doing some digital giveaways this week. So you can be able to enhance your social media presence. Also, you can find me on TikTok at Corey Giovanni, where I am reposting some of the funny other things out there. And you can find me at Corey Giovanni and look for Corey Alvarez on Facebook. I realize Corey Giovanni is somebody else, not me. However, look for your boy. Tap in, chime in. If there's some news that you can use, I won't abuse.
Hey, and then I'm at tech_Von_go, just like you see it on the screen on everything except for TikTok, because I don't do TikTok. But other than that, thank you everyone for joining us. Y'all have a good night. We out.